Regards to Tantra, it's part of the eternal stream of truth. And there's the Kashmiri Shaivism path. There's Tibetan Tantra. There is Taoist Tantra in China. Agori Tantra in India. Different mystics also have their own different approaches. Now, people tend to think that Tantra is all about sex. But actually, in the Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, there's only about 6 techniques which you could say have something to do with sexuality. So you can see that it's been turned on its head.
Yes. Hello, this is Mohini Srishti, the founder of Evolve Beings, and today I'm so delighted to introduce you to Ma Ananda Sarita. She's the founder of Tantra Essence, and I know she teaches 365 days in a year to men, to women, to couples, helping them to awaken, to know more about Tantra, meditation, and spirituality. She has been not just a mentor and a teacher to me, but a true friend and guide. So I'm very grateful to her to take out this time for us to introduce us to the foundation and root of Tantra, because I know many a times in India, in Western world, people do not know about Tantra. People know about yoga, stretching, poses, but what is Tantra? How did it originate? What are the roots of Tantra? This is what we are going to talk in this today's podcast, and here we are. Please, maybe you can throw some light on this subject.
Well, firstly, I'd like to say that I'm very delighted to be here. It's a rare opportunity I have to be with Srishti in Goa, so we've been having a lot of fun together. And it's a delight also to meet all of you attending the podcast. I know that we're connected through the ether. Now, in regards to Tantra, it's part of the eternal stream of truth, which is called Sanatanam Dharma, where Tantra, Yoga, and Ayurveda are branches of the same tree of life. Tantra is an integral part of life experience because it includes all that we are. Tantra is based on methods of meditation, and these methods address every aspect of the human being, whether that is our physical body, our instinctual nature, including our sexuality, our senses, emotions, kundalini energy, chakra system, expanded states of consciousness. All dimensions of being are encompassed in the path of Tantra. And essentially, it's a weaving together of love and meditation. So by practicing methods of meditation, using different kinds of consciousness raising practices, and applying those to every life experience, we experience awakening in all that we are. In the beginning, in India, there were 2 different paths of reality. One was honoring the moon, one was honoring the sun. One was honoring the masculine phallus, one was honoring the feminine yoni. And eventually, these 2 paths came together. That became the path of Tantra. And in that stream, the god or goddess, whatever you want to call it, god, goddess, is known as Ardhanareshvara. This is God who is half male, half female. There's a beautiful statue in India depicting Ardhanareshvara. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Ardhanareshvara, yes.
Okay, thank you. So within that body of tantric wisdom, there have been many different mystics, masters who have shed new light on this subject. So that created many different streams or approaches to Tantra. Just as there are many streams of yoga, everybody knows that.
Yes.
Likewise, there are many different streams of Tantra. So there is Tantra combined with yoga, that's called Tantra Yoga path. And there's the Kashmiri Shaivism path. There's Tibetan Tantra. There is Taoist Tantra in China also. and Agori Tantra in India. Different mystics also have their own different approaches. And one of the wonders of what Osho has contributed to the world is a deeper understanding of Tantra, because he has given incredible books to the world which were based on his discourses, where he dives deeply into different aspects of Tantra and different masters of Tantra. So I was introduced into Tantra by him, for example, when he was giving talks on the Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. This is encapsulated in his Book of Secrets.
Yes, in 112 secrets being
Yeah.
outlined in that book, explaining each sutra in very depth and profound way.
Yes.
And also Ma Ananda Sarita teach in 3 years, in a span of 3 years in India, in Dharamshala, about those 112 techniques, and each meditation is connected to each sutra to take us in a deeper journey. And I've done one of the levels so far.
Yes, so I fell in love with these 112 techniques where Shiva is speaking with Parvati. She's sitting on his lap asking questions about life, love, and spirituality. He's giving answers. Each of his answers comprises one method of meditation. So this is a most valuable treasure coming from India, because with this you can address every single aspect of your life through Tantra methodology. Now people tend to think that Tantra is all about sex, but actually in the Vigyan Bhairav Tantra there's only about 6 techniques which you could say have something to do with sexuality. So you can see that it's been turned on its head.
Yes.
And there's also an incredibly beautiful scripture coming from the great master Saraha that Osho has spoken about. And his methodology, he was trained first in Hinduism, then he became a Buddhist, then he became a tantric. So his path is influenced by the way he developed. He had a great female master who helped him on the Tantra path. And his path is completely ecstatic. As far as my understanding goes, his path forms the very roots of the Baul tradition in India, which still is alive today in Bengal. And this is a singing, dancing, celebrative, ecstatic path of
Devotional
Tantra.
path of Tantra.
Very, very devotional, very beautiful, powerful path. I've met Baul masters who are just absolutely incredible human beings, and what they're offering is such a jewel in the realm of Tantra. So there is such a broad range of tantric influence. Now, some people in India think, oh, Tantra is all about black magic, because there are streams of Tantra which also do very unique practices, I could say. For example, the Agoris, the meditations are very much focused on death. And of course, every aspect of life needs to be honored in Tantra. So whether it's birth, whether it is your life, your sexuality, or the time of passing from this world, the portal of death, all of these need to be explored with a profound awareness. So the Agoris have been exploring that path.
Wow.
And it's very, very interesting. If you start researching into it, it has a wealth of experience and information. So I haven't traveled that path, but I am an appreciation of that also. And it's possible that some people on any path have gone in a distorted direction. So in the Tantra lineage, there may also be some distortions which have taken place. Like, for example, in the Western world today, there's a strong distortion where people think Tantra is just about sexuality.
Yeah.
They mix it up with Kama Sutra,
Sacred sexuality
or conscious sexuality, whatever you want to call it. But they are primarily focusing only on sexuality. Now, that's not a complete vision of Tantra. It's just one tiny piece of it. And it tends to happen that when people focus only on the sexuality aspect, they will go in a downward spiral. They will go into some unconscious behaviors. Because for Tantra to be complete, it must be focused on meditation.
Yes.
Meditation needs to be the very foundation of it.
Yes. Yes. And in my experience, if the Tantra is not going as a vertical path, like you're not able to channel your sexual energy, you're not going upwards in your life, it probably not still correct or not right, and you may need to go deeper into the journey.
It's just not Tantra.
Yeah.
Because Tantra will tend to, as Srishti is pointing out, you will want to gather your sexual energy, to address it, to be immersed with that energy, and then to guide it inwards and upwards along a vertical path through your central channel. As this happens, it opens up our chakra system, and each chakra has a wealth of information, experience, valuable life lessons. So as we travel this path, we become more wise. So in other words, that sexual energy is channeled inwards and upwards, leading to expanded states of consciousness and inner ecstasy.
Yes.
Sex and crown are like two poles of one energy system. So whether you start from here, these are two poles of the same system. And it's said in Tantra, no mud, no lotus.
Yes, this is very interesting point you just said, that whichever pole you start, because in my experience, it could be journey of sex to spirit or either spirit to sex.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it goes like either ascending or descending. Yeah.
Yes, you can play with your energy in both ways. The ascending energy from earth to sky, or descending energy sky to earth. And in fact, there is a phenomena that happens in Tantra, the descent of grace, where we open up our central channel, we attain to higher consciousness states, and then we invite grace to descend and to become anchored in and through us. So we become literally walking divinity.
Yeah.
And I think most tantrikas have experienced that.
Yes.
It's as if we're floating on the air, like we just floating on a cloud of joy because we've accessed all of our potential.
Yeah, and also this is why I feel the tantric or tantrikas, because they learn this art of also sexual mastery, or being really, fully aware of their self and of their energy. They become very magnetic, and they are able to also manifest and attract the right kind of people, situations, and circumstances in life.
Yes, of course, you become magnetic and you become attractive also.
And I would also like to ask you that one of the important tools in Tantra is also Tantra, Mantra, Yantra. So we use
and
mantras and rituals. So maybe a little bit talking about those, because people would be always very keen to know, okay, what are the tools and practices we use in Tantra to really work through. And also many a times, many tantric practices also involve partners, but it could be also practiced solo. So a little bit on these 2 points, if we can talk, then our listeners may be interested on this.
Yes, if we going in a Tantra group, which is based on meditation, we will do many different practices that might involve partner or solo exercises. It could involve speaking, it might involve dance, maybe emotional fluidity, maybe mantra, chanting, perhaps some sacred ritual, and of course, working with the emotions in a conscious way, working with our erotic energy in a conscious way, opening the heart, that's also very important. So bringing awareness and love together, because that's actually one of the meanings of the word Tantra, is to weave. So we're weaving opposites together, and wherever two opposites meet, you will experience the ultimate truth. So this is really a basic concept in Tantra. And in terms of yantra, when you make a sacred geometry figure, whether that is you draw it or you paint it, or you use rice or colored powders, you make the yantra on the ground, whatever way you want to manifest it, you make a sacred geometry. And then in Tantra, we might even make a living yantra, where people themselves are forming that sacred yantra, and we do some chanting with it, and we literally manifest heaven on earth through these sacred rituals involving yantra, and mantra.
Yeah, and it's very interesting. So, though I am born in India, but I understood truly deeply the meaning of rituals when I came to Tantra.
Yes.
Like in India, we would do probably ritual for every festival, even a small festival, but we do not understand because we are not being explained why we are doing it. What is the logic behind it? And when I came to Tantra, creating those rituals and ceremonies made me understand the sacredness of it, and made me also understand that how we bring the 5 elements from the nature to really awaken the consciousness, or to bridge the spirit and the earth, the
Yes.
heaven and earth in this body.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because after all, we are meant to be walking divinity. This is the life lesson that human beings have come to this earth to learn, is to embody divinity in and through us and to manifest it in our lives. And of course, when you do that, you will be immersed in loving kindness, in joy, and in our original template of bliss.
Yeah. And so, last question. Saritama has a flight to catch, so this is why we have to now wrap up real quick. Many times, women or men, they think that, for women especially after menopause, that that their sexuality is dying, or they don't feel enough sexual libido with their partner or otherwise. Do you think sex has any age criteria?
Actually, not. Although, when a woman goes through menopause, her energy will naturally start levitating. It happens somewhere around 42, actually, for both men and women, that energy turns, and there's a process of levitation, inner levitation, that happens where you become more interested in the spiritual dimension. And so after like around 49, 50, both men and women, they have the choice with their sexuality. Do I want to take the energy down and out, or do I want to bring it in and up? It becomes more of a choice that, okay, I feel like indulging and immersing myself in eroticism, then you can do that. Or I feel like expanding my energy more into the spiritual dimension, you can do that. I always say after menopause, the woman becomes like a champagne, where the pleasure and inner ecstasy is spread all over the body, and our whole body becomes like a champagne.
Right, that's a real good example. The comparison of women becoming like a champagne, and probably this is why you need to learn more tantric tools and practices
Yes.
to become that divine champagne.
You know, Tantra is a blessing at any age, but especially when you are aging, it becomes so valuable, because then men can learn to maintain a steady sexual libido,
Right.
even after they go through menopause. And women can enjoy the delights of a sexuality which includes all that we are.
Yeah.
So sex and spirit combined, and this will bring a much deeper fulfillment. So this is a very short introduction to a really vast topic, and maybe at another time we
will go
have another
deeper into it.
podcast where we can go deeper into that.
Deeper into it.
Yeah, because it is fascinating.
Yeah, and maybe just a little 5-minute practice which people can follow on their day-to-day life. Would you like to give a little small practice for our audience and viewers?
If we want to do a very short synopsis of a very powerful practice, this is one that I really love, because as you go through the many qualities that are possible for the human being, the ultimate quality is expressed in gratitude. And gratitude actually holds the key to magic in our lives. As we are grateful for what we have in life, more of the same is drawn towards us.
Wow, beautiful.
So there's a very beautiful practice I love from Rhonda Byrne's book, which is called The Magic. Check it out. In that book, she gives many different methods that you can practice, and this is one of them. And basically, when you wake up in the morning, the first 100 steps you take, you simply say, thank you. And it's more powerful if you say it out loud. If you just think it inside, it's not as powerful. If you really say it, even if it's just a whisper, it's okay. Maybe you don't want to disturb other family members or whatever, but you simply do thank you every step. And you will see that this attitude of thank you is going to spread into your day and from there into your life. And you do it every day for 1 month. So try it and let us know how you get on with that and what happens in your life as a result.
Beautiful. And also not to do it in a robotic way, but really feel that gratitude in your being and let it vibrate in your auric field. And that would help you to not complain, not criticize so much about small things in life, and
to have appreciation for life, because we're constantly getting showered by gifts of existence, and yet we may not be aware of those multiple gifts. Many people, they're not aware till they're on their deathbed. Oh, life is so beautiful. I love everybody. And boom, too late. So let's cultivate gratitude every day. This is a supreme quality.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Ma Ananda Sarita, for joining us. And it was a beautiful insight, even though short, but beautiful insight into the roots of Tantra and the practices and tools and wonder it has to offer to the human mankind. And thank you also to Osho for reviving this tantric wisdom back into the earth in a way that we all can understand. And thanks to people like you, who is now further doing the work and bringing it in a way and encapsulating it in a way that we can benefit, that we can learn, that we can practice, and we can bring it into our work, into our relationships, with our children, with our partner, with our friends and community, to really live in a joyous way, to embrace life, to really love each part, each moment of life, to rejoice.
And you're doing such a wonderful work here in India. I'm so happy about it. Yes, we need to fill the world with the joy of Tantra. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful.